I'm going to show you a more advanced technique that you can use to take cuttings from plants that have woody stems. So this particular plant you can see has these woody bases to the stems, but the tips of the stems are very soft and green. So we'll take a cutting of one of those the stem tips, and we can try to get that to root as well. We're going to plant it into this flat that has just rooting medium in it. We've mixed together coconut coir and sand and vermiculite. It holds water well, and yet it allows for good drainage, so it's a good mix. So if you're going to do this, you want to pick a stem that's fairly green, okay? You want to avoid the part that looks really woody. This one actually has a pretty long green section. Be careful, my knife is really, really sharp, so I want to be very careful with it. I've cut the stem off, and now what I want to do is I want to remove some of the lower leaves. I'll remove those two lower leaves. This is just water. It's just going to help my rooting compound stick to the stem. And then I've just got some rooting hormone. There's a variety of different brands of rooting hormone. Whatever one makes you happy is fine. You just cover the stem in that, and then I've sort of already made a hole in my rooting medium. You don't want to push that through the rooting medium because you can wipe the hormone right off of the stem as you shove it into the rooting medium. So you have sort of a hole ready, and then you just kind of nudge the rooting medium up to it. Then you're going to water the rooting medium. We're going to water into the tray that's below this so that the water then wicks up into that rooting medium. If you water from above, it can just wash that rooting hormone away. So you just want to let the water sort of percolate up into the soil. And then we have these humidity domes that we can put over the top to keep it nice and humid in here while the plant is rooting. At home, you can just take a plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag, for example, and put it over the pot. You want to try to keep the Ziploc bag or the plastic bag from touching the plant cutting. You can use bamboo skewers or toothpicks in the corners, but just try to keep that bag off of the cutting, because if it's touching, it can cause rot on the tips of those leaves, and then that'll keep your cutting from being very successful. This is not as easy to do, and it will be less successful than if you can root directly into water, but with a woody plant, this is about your best bet. Okay, good luck.